Track on E.
Welcome back to the Sober 876 channel, guys. What is good? So we had a AGOV Sneek premiere event. Once again, I took Infernoble from the 9th place from regionals. Yeah, consistent 9th place so far. This time though, we didn't get 9th. We got like 13th. But I just wanted to talk about like the tournament and some of my matchups, just the whole experience and what's going on in the game. To be fair. Alright. So for the tournament, I think it was a really good tournament. I didn't really pull anything out of my intro boosters. I have horrible luck when it comes to pulling boosters. So yeah, my pulls were very, very terrible. But as per my matchups, we had 5 rounds. I won 3, lost 2. So this is very funny because my first round was against, I think it was Wither or branded Despia. I think it was. I'm not sure. I didn't see any form of time mirror portions, or I don't remember. But that one was a 2-1. We lost in time. Oh, also I won no die rolls at all. We got a 2-1 loss. So game 1, he went first, and I pretty much stopped him and then broke his board and killed him. Game 2, I think in all honesty maybe that was kind of on my part because I should have picked up sooner that I was not going to win that game, and just scooped it up and went to the third game a little bit faster. But then again, my opponent does take a little while to play himself. Decent player, but yeah, I think I need to start managing my opponent's time a bit better in terms of, asking them to speed up their plays or, play at a more moderate pace. But yeah, so game 3 I was going off. The board I was building was like, the full board. 2 Charles, Baron, I had target lock, plus I had angel ring. It was just going to be everything. But then after activating Isolde, he chained Spooky Darkwood. And then I was like, I stopped for a minute, and I was like, okay, so how do I not let this guy gain life points at all? Because I checked the time when he did that, it's 2 minutes and something and counting, and I was like, shit, there's no monster in my deck that is 0, so I could just, put something in defense, add back the sword, equip, and then, have the defense, like, not die, and then he lose half his life points. But then I figured, I couldn't stop, so I might as well try to speed run to my combo, because either way, based on the time I was losing, if I had the time I was winning. But then I was like, just speed run through the combo. If you get a turn and you want to stall, if that's who you want to win, then fine, that's fine. But if you get your turn and you realize that you can't do anything and you decide that, hey, you genuinely lost, that's also fine. But yeah, time called, he won. So that's round 1. Round 2 was against Labyrinth. I think that was the worst hand I got all game. It's not that I didn't have combo. I did have combo. It's just that I had it really weird. So I had to start my board in a way that was not necessarily optimal, and it was very fragile. He did have the Imperm for the Isolde, because what I tried to do was I tried to draw the Imperm earlier by going into Angelica first. But then my opponent was seemingly knowledgeable about the deck, so he didn't stop the effect to equip because he could guess, figured I was trying to bait him to do it and to get into his old deck. But then, now that I think about it, probably I could have baited him by activating the effect and then, continuing from there. But yeah, he pretty much killed me after that. And then game 2, yeah, I got told. Funny enough, I don't normally lose to that deck, but that was like my second time overall. First in real life, but my second time overall. He pretty much did not allow me to play Yu-Gi-Oh! At all. Okay, that's fine. It's fair. It happens. Round 3. Round 3, I think I got the bye. Yeah, I got bye. And then round 4, I played against, I think it was Dragon Link? Yeah, I think it was Dragon Link. I won that 2-1. That game went into time too, but based on the fact that I had enough damage on board and how the board is set the game state, I was winning regardless. Round 5, I don't remember what I played against, but I know that I won that. Yeah, I really can't remember. Probably if I do remember, it might come across screen somewhere here, but yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, overall we got 13th place. It was a decent tournament. There were some plays that I could have done better. There were some things that I could have changed. But I also wanted to just showcase for you guys the profile as well. And without further ado, let's get right into that. So yeah, here we are, guys. The deck itself. Let's start with the main deck. Get these out of the way. Alright, so of course, your main starters: 3 Neospace Connector, 1 Dolphin. It is still your best starter. The hand knowledge you get from this is just so amazing. And then with Angel Ring, this card, which we'll get to in a bit, it becomes even more important because you know exactly what cards to play around, what cards to negate, and to leave the Angel Ring to negate. Yeah, so this is self-explanatory. It's still the best starter in the deck. We played 2 Ogier for a while now. We have been playing 2. We started off playing 3, but then because you already have these 3 as normal summons, you don't really want too many normal summons in the deck. And I mean, 5 normal summons in any deck is pretty awesome. 2 Renaud. First we were only playing 2 because that's how many we owned. But now playing the deck more and owning the 3rd, I kind of don't really want to see the 3rd. Or I just see these enough that I don't miss the 3rd. For the one-off Infernobles, 1 Turpin, 1 Oliver, 1 Margis, 1 Ricardetto, and the 1 Roland. So usually I would play 2 of this card. But for this event specifically, I had decided to cut 1 because I got my Angel Ring last minute. And I just decided that, okay, fine, I'll just play 1. Because the reason behind it was pretty much because most lists I've seen already play 1, but I was comfortable with 2, so I opted to just cut the 1 and try the Angel Ring, which worked out fine. Honorable Infernoble monsters, of course, the Fireflint Lady, and the Immortal Phoenix Gearfruit himself. You only need 1 of this. This card is your best extender when your connector gets impermed or ash or anything. And then the interaction does come up where if you start the combo with having this guy in hand, you still can Isolde for 1, special this, you use this effect to special summon this, and then this also reads the monster that is special summoned with this effect. Your opponent cannot target it with card effects this turn. So if they have an imperm, they can't imperm this if you special it with this. So the monster will be back on the board. So you'll have your level 1 and your level 4. You can make Angelica. If they choose to imperm the Angelica, Angelica still dodges. So there's just 2 ways to go around cards. That's it for all the warrior monsters in the deck. For the spells, I only opted to play 3 searchers. This deck doesn't die to droll, but it doesn't have the best time playing with it either in some game states. And I didn't want to just outright lose the card, so I opted to just cut down on certain searchers, and I also didn't want to brick on opening them, too many of them. So yeah, 2 of that, and 1 Rota, and 2 Museum, same reasoning. And to be honest, the combo, you really don't need more than the 2. Yes, it's special summons, yes it adds, yes it's not a hard once per turn, it's a once per copy. But you also don't want to open multiple that you ended up with a 3rd one that you'll never use. And you can just recycle this with Magus. We play the one Almace, has to be played. Gets you back to your gear free at the end of your combo, gets you back your Renard, gets you back your Turpin, so you can discard it for Oliver to special. It's really good. Gets you your other equip spells from the deck. Something very important to note, you can equip this to any monster on the field. However, the other effect to equip something from the deck or graveyard has to go to a monster you control. So this is very important. 2 Durandal, same thing. You don't want to brick on this card, because once you resolve the first one, the other 2 or other 1 in your hand is just going to be dead, which you don't want. And the 1 Joyous, I see a lot of lists cutting this card, but I think it comes up far too often. It's not as important, but it's not as important anymore, but I would rather have it and not need it than not have it and, you know, want it, or however the saying goes, whatever the hell, I don't really care. That's it for the Noble Arms stuff. Honorable Noble Arms card. For the regular equips, 1 Divine Sword, 1 DDR, 1 Metal Silver, and 1 Angelica's Ring. Now, before the event, these 3 were just going to be my main equips. I was just going to play this, but then I got to the event, and then I got this card. So I was like, you know what, I've been practicing with this card, so let's just find a space for it, which is when I cut the Oliver. Now, for the non-engine, I played 12, but it's going to be slightly unconventional. 3 Ash, still rocking the 3 Ash, 3 Droll, still rocking the mismatch, I hate the shit out of it, 3 Imperm. So these are the standard 9, standard 9. The last 3 cards I main decked 1 Talents, 1 Droplet, and 1 Call by the Grave. Now, my theory about not wanting to open too many cards in my hand that I can't use on my first turn, or too many hard once per turn cards, it followed through all the way to my non-engine. However, this can be used multiple times in the same turn, and these are high impact hand traps that I don't mind having multiple of for either my turn or my opponent's turn, because this shuts down so many decks, the Dark World, Manadiums, all that. So that's why I mained 1 of this and 1 of this. So that's it for the main deck. The main deck was exactly 40 cards, because I decided I wasn't going to go over 40. And then for the extra deck, of course we played 2 Years Old. I mean, it's one of the best link monsters in the deck, one of the best link monsters in the game, so we played 2 of that. Some of your combos you can do without this card. which, yeah, you can put up the full board still without it. There's no problem. It's just that this is just free revenue. 2 Charles, I mean, you pretty much make him for free in this deck, and why not? And this is the only deck you can call it in, so whatever. Played the 1 Ferocious, 1 Rotten. Now for this event, I did not have Little Knight. I have not bought him yet. Yeah, I just got some other cards, but for now, I'm rocking these 2. This is really great because this prevents your board from being nuked by Zeus, because at the start of the battle phase, he just targets a card your opponent controls, and he just pops it. This can help you to float back into Gear Freed. It can help you to float back into your Synchro Charles, to make your Link Charles again, or whatever it is that you choose to, or even Baron. For the event, I did run the 1 Parallel Ogre. I never made this entire event. I will definitely be cutting this card. Yeah, probably when I get my SP, I'll definitely cut it for this. Then the last link we played, Appaloosa. You make it so that when you go connector and you see Nib, you get to the 5th summon, they choose to Nib or they die, or they choose to not Nib and still die. Either way, it just helps. For the Synchros, 1, 2, still on 2 Angelica. Pretty good. To be honest, I was only ever making 1. So you can get away with playing just 1, but you know, you have the second one just in case. 1 Captain Roland. Yeah, you don't really need more than 1, unless you just want to ensure that you have the full board at all times, where you can play 2. That's for another combo video I could do later, to show you how you use 2 of this guy to get the target lock, the angelic ring, and all the works. The 1 Synchro Charles, of course, you have to play him because you play the links. And then, of course, the 1 Baron the Floor. For the XYZ monsters, of course, we were playing the Dempsey. Dempsey is so much better than our Targus, it's not even funny. This turns connector into 1 card full combo, whereas before you kind of had to be in some pretty awkward states to use the Artorgus, which you don't really have that to do that anymore. So yeah, and then it's a Fire Warrior to extend with the Renaud, because being a Fire Warrior is very important in this deck. And then the last XYZ I played was Zeus. I never made him the entire tournament, but I mean, he's Zeus. Then we were playing the Soul Burner Field Center, you know, Soul Burner 876, and then the 1 token for if I got nibbed. Yeah, that was it for the extra deck. For my side deck, now my side deck was I'd say pretty just normal. I was playing 3 Crows. I had 3 Crows, but I borrowed 1 from Dury and I gave him back. Shoutouts to my bro Dury. Lent me his DD Crow, so I had the 3rd. This is for the tier matchup, the Unchained matchup, sometimes even the mirror if you know exactly what to catch. Curly, it just hits so much that, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I can't really tell which is better though between this card and Jerusalem, because Jerusalem is a body and then it takes a body from the board. So you can't really tell, but this card gets cards, whereas Jerusalem has to target a dark or light monster. So yeah, sometimes you prefer to have the Bestial, but sometimes this is fine as well. For the spells side, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, the other Tactics, and the other Droplet. Because depending on the matchup, you might want to side into the second one of this or the second one of this, depending on if you're going second or first for board breaking purposes, of course. 2 Cosmic. So was for Unchained, this was for any for Labyrinth, any weird ass back row deck, and this was specifically for there can only be one. We don't like that card. Lightning Storms. I picked up my second Lightning Storm at the tournament. This card is amazing. You can either hit back row or you can hit front row, which is pretty damn good. And then you still keep your battle phase, which is very important in this deck. I realized that in my first round, because that's the only reason why my opponent lived, because I couldn't attack, because I had to use evenly match. Side the 2-dimensional barrier. I mean, dim barrier is dim barrier, it doesn't need any explaining. And then my last 3 cards was, of course, evenly matched. Again, I kind of regret playing this card because your battle phase in this deck is very important. And yeah, there are some better cards that you could use to just ensure that you kill your opponent, because sometimes giving your opponent an extra turn can be the difference in you winning or losing that game. But you know, guys, that's gonna be it for the deck profile. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.